The ghost of Valak in the Anger Morgue, a haunting mystery. In the heart of a desolate Austrian town called Anger, there lies a morgue with a dark past. The Anger Morgue, built in the early 1900s, once served as the town's main mortuary, holding the bodies of those who met untimely and tragic ends. Abandoned for decades, the building has since become the subject of ghost stories and chilling urban legends. The most terrifying tale involves the ghost of Valak, a sinister, nun-like figure who is said to haunt the morgue's cold, stone halls. Over the years, countless locals have reported eerie sightings and unexplainable events. However, the legend took a terrifying turn when a group of medical students decided to investigate the abandoned morgue for themselves. The tragic origins of the Anger Morgue. The story of Valak is tied to a tragic event that occurred in the 1940s. During World War II, a convent near Anger was destroyed in a fire. Among the victims was Sister Valak, a mysterious and reclusive nun. Rumors circulated that Valak had been involved in dark rituals, invoking spirits to protect the convent from the horrors of war. When the fire consumed the convent, Valak's body was never recovered. Some believe her spirit took refuge in the Anger Morgue, where the remains of other victims were taken. Over time, the morgue became a place of fear, with staff and visitors reporting strange occurrences. The first encounter. One cold winter night, a group of 4 medical students from the nearby university decided to explore the morgue. They had heard the stories of Valak and wanted to prove that the tales were nothing more than superstitious nonsense. Armed with flashlights and a video camera, they entered the morgue around midnight. The air inside was freezing, and a foul, metallic smell lingered in the corridors. The students nervously made their way to the autopsy room, where steel tables and empty body drawers stood as silent witnesses to the morgue's dark history. "Let's split up and cover more ground," one of the students, Daniel, suggested. Reluctantly, the group agreed. As they explored the morgue, strange things began to happen. One of the students, Clara, heard faint whispers echoing through the empty halls. "Is anyone there?" she called out, her voice trembling. There was no response. But as she turned a corner, she froze in horror. Standing at the far end of the hallway was a figure draped in black robes, its pale face obscured by a dark veil. The figure began to move slowly toward her, its footsteps echoing unnaturally loud in the silence. Clara screamed and ran back to find her friends, but when they returned to the hallway, the figure was gone. The ghostly apparition. Despite the initial scare, the group pressed on, determined to capture evidence of the paranormal. In the autopsy room, they gathered around the steel tables, nervously joking to calm their nerves. Suddenly, the temperature dropped dramatically. Their breath became visible in the cold air, and the lights on their flashlights flickered. "I think we need to leave," Daniel whispered. Before anyone could respond, the drawers of the body cabinets began to slide open on their own. One by one, the steel drawers creaked as if invisible hands were pulling them out. Then, from one of the open drawers, the same dark figure emerged. It was Valak. Her hollow eyes glowed faintly in the darkness, and her twisted smile sent chills down their spines. The ghostly nun let out a guttural laugh that reverberated through the room. The students panicked and bolted for the exit. As they ran through the morgue's corridors, the sound of Valak's laughter followed them, growing louder and more distorted with each step. The curse of Valak. The students made it out of the morgue alive, but they were never the same. Clara was plagued by nightmares of Valak for months after the incident. She claimed to see the ghostly nun standing at the foot of her bed at night, whispering in a language she couldn't understand. Daniel, on the other hand, became obsessed with uncovering the truth behind Valak's curse. He discovered that the morgue had been built on the site of an ancient burial ground, and that the fire that consumed the convent was no accident. It was believed to be the result of a failed exorcism to banish Valak's spirit. According to local folklore, Valak's ghost is bound to the Anger Morgue until the ritual is completed. But anyone who disturbs the morgue risks becoming part of the curse. A warning to the curious. To this day, the Anger Morgue remains abandoned, its doors sealed shut. But locals warn that Valak's spirit still lingers within. On cold, misty nights, some claim to hear her laughter echoing through the town, a chilling reminder of the curse that haunts Anger. Visitors are advised to stay away from the morgue, for those who dare to enter may never return. Valak waits in the shadows, ready to claim new souls to add to her collection. The legend of the Anger Morgue lives on, a ghost story that continues to send shivers down the spines of those who hear it. And for those brave enough to venture near the abandoned building, remember, Valak is always watching. Would you dare to step inside the morgue? Or will you heed the warnings and stay far away from the cursed halls of anger?